Hi, I'm Bastian. I'm the founder and managing director of blockimmo, and welcome to Crypto Valley. We're in Zug. It's a city, but it's actually more like a town. It's full with very bright and open-minded people. Back in the days it was maybe about cryptocurrencies, ICOs getting rich quick, but right now really cool businesses are being built on blockchain technology. Ethereum was founded in Zug and that accelerated the whole thing. And at some point in 2018 made the decision to bring two of those worlds, so blockchain and real estate together and start blockimmo. Look at the last 2 or 3 years, the first part of that, the prices were at rise, everything was great. And then the prices went down. That resulted in a lot of projects having to stop what they were doing. Right now we're in a phase where the ones that are really building a product, they're still here and they're surviving the crypto winter, if you like.
The only subject I ever excelled at where I didn't have to put any effort in was art and photography and graphic design. You know, when people go to blockimmo, that's my domain. I just want to crush it. And so every day is just polish, polish, polish. Now that we have our first property in the bag, yeah, things are starting to accelerate really, really quickly, and it's really cool.
The worst thing that can happen with smart contracts is funds get locked up. But I mean, I was confident in what I've done. I wasn't sweating because it would be kind of bad if you're doing $1 million transaction and your lead software engineer is like sweating and nervous. So I was confident. Now what I'm working on is, I think one of the most interesting things in the Ethereum ecosystem is Uniswap. We actually just pushed that live today, where you can trade these tokens really seamlessly.
Really blessed to have those talented, extremely special guys. I got over 130 job applications. Mike was one of the few who also, beside his application, wrote a message. He told me, send over your white paper, which I did. The next day, he sends me back the white paper, completely tear it apart. And I was like, all right, I need to work with this guy. It can be quite hard and almost confusing to learn about blockchain or cryptocurrencies. There's so much stuff out there, but not really high quality content. We're on the way to a really cool team. They're called Crypto Heroes, and they're delivering high quality content about blockchain, crypto, the latest news, and there we go.
There's a lot happening in the Crypto Valley, but there's also a lot of hype and a lot not happening. Right. And so what I want to do is grab the guys that are really making things happen, men and women of course, and talk to them, find out what's going on, what's the pulse of the Crypto Valley, and give that out to the people. Crypto Valley, Zug Switzerland, very visible, people know the name, they know it's the Crypto Valley, but to sort of peer behind the curtain and get a handle on really what's being built, what's happening, and again, just offer a voice to the space.
Big news, ladies and gentlemen, a global first coming straight out of the Crypto Valley here in Zug, Switzerland, 3 million francs worth. This is huge.
Some of our partners, they're just across the road, and that's one of the benefits of working and living in Crypto Valley.
With smart contracts on Ethereum, you're able to have some additional cryptocurrencies built on top of it. And I think this is what we exactly are doing. It's an ERC20 token where we are pegging the XCHF directly to the underlying Swiss franc. Therefore, we have a stable currency you can then use in your tokenization of the real estate community. It's a little bit old-fashioned to really start what is a blockchain, how does a transaction work. In the end, what really makes this easier is that you can at least say the value is stable, the value is linked to the Swiss franc, and this makes it somehow, at least as you have mentioned, the box ticking, done.
The biggest issue in the real estate industry for sure is the availability of data, validated data, comprehensive data for a property. And what we are doing, we're bringing this in a decentralized property DNA, bringing all the data which is easily accessible by a complete ecosystem, by giving rights to the data. Always the owner of the property owns the data, and he's able to manage that in a pretty easy way, which is completely different to what is happening today.
So why do you think Zug is so attractive?
If you look at the constitution of Switzerland, you are somehow addicted and being part of a decentralized network of 26 different cantons, acting in a different manner, being very much focusing on security. And I will give you one example. Switzerland, and especially the canton of Zug, was the first canton where you can pay your tax declaration in bitcoins. True. But furthermore, it's also the combination of different industries. Right. That's why I'm very happy that you are here. You are one of the young guys coming from the pure real estate industry. True. And it's a perfect idea to combine these different parts. Because normally in the industry you are either from the real estate industry or from the IT industry, and be sure the real estate industry is completely different than any other industries, and you definitely need profound knowledge.
Yeah, that sums it up perfectly. I couldn't have said it better myself. Alright, there was a friend calling me, probably the word's going around that we're filming, and he's working at the Department of Economical Affairs, and we're gonna meet him and he's gonna tell a little bit more about Zug and Crypto Valley.
This was the room when we first met Vitalik Buterin, where he explained his idea about Ethereum. And back then I think we were one of the, well, now the only jurisdiction actually that accepted what he wanted to do, and that's why he came here in the first place. It started here. That's the city of Zug. I would say here it's where it started. It spread out to the south as well, to Lucerne and to all the other parts of Switzerland. Now you can say it's not only the Crypto Valley anymore. You will end up eventually in the Crypto Nation. Yeah.
When we built blockimmo, we took security very serious from day one. We did multiple audits, and right now we're doing a new one together with a Crypto Valley based company called Change Security, and we're on our way to meet them. Yeah, they might be on the other side of the building. You can't use this footage. It'd be really cool to learn a little bit more about what Change Security does and why you're an important piece of the puzzle in the ecosystem of blockchain and application.
Basically, to understand if smart contracts are secure, we have to understand what they're based on. In case of Ethereum, on the Ethereum virtual machine. And whenever there's a hard fork, this infrastructure layer changes. And while we were studying them, we realized, there might be something wrong here. We reported something to the Ethereum Foundation. The issue was taken out by removing this improvement proposal, and now the hard fork finally happened, which is good, of course.
Yeah. Anything you can add high level about looking at our smart contracts?
Definitely very interesting smart contracts, right? Because it's something that has been talked about for a long time. They talk about it and it seems so easy. We're just gonna track it here, and then you can transfer it, and you can bid and you can exchange and all these things. But then once it's actually being implemented, that is like a whole nother level. And
arriving here, you see these giant poster ads of like crypto projects, or basically a bank saying like, okay, you can do crypto with us, right? That wasn't even visible in Silicon Valley.
Obviously, when the prices were at the rise, it attracted all kinds of people who have not the same philosophy as the people who actually want to build a product and use the technology to enrich people's lives.
There's quite a few, let's say, they didn't work out as well as they expected. I still don't see really that there's much happening in this space. What I do see is it's a different kind. And it was nicely, I talked this afternoon to somebody who is very early in the space, Mihai Alessi from Akasha, and he was putting out a very nice term. He called it the purge. Crypto purge basically defines that we're now going to see the serious people that actually build stuff, the builders. What you did now, there's a few that tried it. And sort of like, I'm not going to say they failed. They didn't fail because I think it was just not the right timing. They didn't have the right ingredients to make it happen. But you know, in the end, now you actually made it happen, and now it's going to be interesting to see how this is going to go further. Right?
So there's a risk that lawmakers and regulators and politicians are not understanding the true potential of blockchain just because of the illegal activity that might have happened in the past years. That's why we're so excited that blockimmo just had its first transaction through our platform, tokenizing a property on the blockchain, proving the technology, and within the existing laws and regulations of the country. I'm really excited to show you the first tokenized property in Switzerland, which lives on the Ethereum blockchain. So it has like a digital twin, and there it is. So a logical next step is that we open up the platform to a larger group of investors, and we do that with the next building. And thanks to the first one, we got so much interest and so many requests. So it always really helps if you prove a technology with a real example. It gets tangible, and that's exactly what we've done here together with our partners. People realize that the technology is real now, and there's definitely a bright future ahead of us.